I watched in practice, and Winger was having problems, but he kept moving further left. The lanes are drying up considerably. Seemed to be pretty well locked in at the end. And for Chamberlain, he's got to bowl with confidence. Don't try and steer the ball down there. Let it go, Bob.
That'll build your confidence, but you have to wonder how much wear and tear now on that left knee is going on for Bob-Chamberlain.
Well, I know the knee bothers him to a certain extent. You can see the braces that he's wearing on it, but I think it's a lot more to do what's going on between his ears than what's happening in that knee.
Ron Winger out of Tarzana, California, 59 years old. Looking for his 4th win on the senior tour.
The 4-9. Boy, if it comes in just a little bit higher, probably trips out the 4. A little bit lighter, it's solid in the pocket. One of the bad breaks in bowling. Can be made. Needs to put the ball to the left of the 4 pin, slide it into the 9, but not easy.
Not a way to start out. Winger last week in Seattle was the number 4 seed, lost in the opening round to Mark Roth. I'd like to get a little more than 1 game in.
Well, off to a tough start. As you can see, his career earnings pretty darn good. He's 8th on the senior tour at 313 plus.
Hasn't won there since '98. You and I were talking to Ryan today, and one of the things he said, he's got to be loose and relax and just release.
Well, he generally is pretty loose. He's got one of the most relaxed releases on tour. Late push away, shoulder high. He's got a good knee bend for a man 59 years old, and kind of flips the ball out.
Here's Chamberlain.
Really moved in. He stuck the line. Just
again.
Yeah, you can see he's up there at the foul line testing out the slide. Mary's watching. She's concerned. The last thing he needs to do is jar the left knee. His best finish earlier this year in Syracuse, 2nd place.
It is amazing that he got the cortisone and the drain before a match last week, and he's still bowling.
I don't know. Unless you're put in a situation, you don't know how you'd react to it. And I don't think that that I would have tried to bowl, but who knows? You don't know until you're there.
Now he's been bowling quite well this year. He said he spent 5 or 6 weeks spinning the ball more, and he's noticed a big difference. Right now he has the advantage.
Now back on the left-hand lane where he came in light and shook him up the first frame.
The left lane's been giving the players the problems tonight.
Yeah, ball comes in just a tad high. Leaves the 4 pin. An up top view at Bob-Chamberlain. Trying to keep the ball from hooking in, but it leaves that 4, as you saw earlier. For Chamberlain, I really believe it's about confidence. When you've never won, even though he's won on the national tour, never won on the senior tour, until you've done it, the confidence isn't quite there.
And again, he's stuck. That left foot getting stuck again. He did it once in the opening match and twice already here in match number 2. Ron Winger
finished 4th in the senior doubles earlier this year in Reno. Left the 4-9 last time on 26. Needs to creep a little bit further to the left. Great adjustment.
2 in a row now for Ron Winger. Now Sunday night interleague baseball returns as 3-time defending champion New York Yankees face Chipper Jones and the Atlanta Braves. It's Sunday Night Baseball presented by Nextel on ESPN every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you cannot get to a TV, ESPN Radio has nationwide coverage. Check our local listings for a station in your area. And for more information, log on to ESPN.com. Winger working on 2 in a row.
Will it?
Come on, come on.
7 will not fall.
That's a stubborn 7.
No.
Yeah, ball came in light and had a chance to knock it out, but wasn't going to fall. We'll see the pins scatter around. A lot of pins coming close to it, and gets a little soft wiggle to it, but
that's about it.
Feeling no better than a spare.
Well, Ron Winger beat Bob-Chamberlain in the second round of match play earlier in the tournament. But he really struggled his last 2 games, Winger did, shooting 190 and 200.
Well, he was leading for most of the way in the match play competition, and then with a game to go, Bob-Chamberlain shot 277. Winger shot, I believe, 200, and that tightened things up, and then Bob-Chamberlain beat him in the position round game to lead the tournament.
Bob-Chamberlain, a member of the Michigan and Detroit Hall of Fames. Picks up a strike in the 4th. Mary Chamberlain continues to watch. And the past champions, Al Sanford won it in 2000. Steve Neff, who competed this year too, 99. Gene Stuss, of course, losing in our opening round. Gary Dickinson of Edmond, Oklahoma, winning in 97.
My good friend Gary Mage won in 96.
Will be our champion in 2001.
Oh, that was a very, very good shot off his hand. 6-pin goes around the bottom of that 10-pin, the ringing 10. Winger knows he was fortunate not to be staring at a Chamberlain double after that shot.
Chamberlain now with an 11-pin lead over Winger.
Back to that hard ball.
The boxing glove ball, huh?
The boxing glove ball.
I like that. I want to meet the guy that put that in there. Had to stuff it through those little holes. I'll
tell you,
tough.
It had to be tough. It's the gluing the ball back together that's difficult.
That's the hard part.
Now they're doing unbelievable things with bowling balls.
Well, Ron Winger says he's not that nervous, but he bowls better when he's nervous.
Will it? No.
You were in Seattle last week, and Ron telling us that he never figured the lanes out.
No, they were very difficult on the telecast, especially the right-hand lane. As we take another look at Ron Winger, this ball not projected far enough off to the right. Maybe the lanes are breaking down. Probably needs to move a little further left. As you can see, the sock on his left foot. And he does that in order to get more slide. Approaches have been a little sticky of late.
I've seen Bob-Chamberlain stick, especially on the left lane.
I never tried that. When I used to bowl and had trouble with approaches, I'd put Teflon on the bottom of my sliding foot, but never tried bowling with the sock. Yeah, with as much slide as I had, I'd be afraid that
you'd probably go halfway down the lane.
That could, well, a third of the way.
You see his senior average this year, just a shade over 200. Has been much more direct this week.
And trails by 2 pins right now. Trying to keep the ball more on line, as you said, with that direction. Not swing it so far to the right.
Come on. Boy, we have seen the 10-pin on that left lane stand up an awful lot already.
Light-fingered.
It's all entry angle. Take a look at the pin reaction. Watch the 6-pin. It lays in the channel. It comes out and it nudges the 10. Doesn't kick it hard enough. Makes the 10-pin, and he had problems with that sticking at the line as well.
In the 6th, Bob-Chamberlain right now on pace for a 249, a 13-pin advantage over Ron Winger. We'll return with more bowling from Oregon right after this.